Lunar New Year has typically been called the Chinese New Year. That's not wrong and it's not right. There's a whole nother group of Asian countries that also celebrate based on the lunar calendar. A lot of the celebratory components center around food, a lot of food. They're really warding off the evil spirits, which is the intention of the dance, to get rid of all the evil things that have happened in the year before and to welcome boldly the new year. That's what really makes this country so incredible. It's a tradition that we get to celebrate here, even though most people who celebrate are halfway around the world. And to share it and share it boldly, I think is very, very special.
If I need to use 3 words to describe what Lunar New Year means to me, it's family, friends, and fun. Best wishes for the Year of Tiger. Have a great New Year.
Lunar New Year means to me family, celebration, and new beginnings.
What does Lunar New Year mean to me in 3 words? Reflect, reset, and most of all, regenerate.
Celebration, rejoice, and new beginning.
To me, Lunar New Year means love, hope, and sense of belonging.
Power, movement, and liberation. May it be swift, may it be beautiful, may it roar for the benefit of all.
To me, Lunar New Year means liveliness, fullness, and joy.
新年快乐! Happy Chinese New Year! Happy Lunar New Year! What does Lunar New Year mean to me? It means celebrating with family. It means eating a big fancy feast. And it also means a time for new beginnings. Happy Year of the Tiger to everyone. May the Year of the Tiger bring you health, happiness, and cultural solidarity.
Okay, greetings everyone. Happy Lunar New Year. I'm Dr. Wai Min Sang from CSUN Philosophy Department and also Director of China Institute. Welcome to such an event of the year organized by AACIEP, Africana Asian Collaboratory for Inclusive Excellence Project. This event is part of the Diversity and Equity Innovation Grant Program and is sponsored by the Office of President and the Office of Provost in conjunction with the President Commission on Diversity and Inclusion. The goals of the AACIEP are to provide a space for dialogue through inquiry and historical relevance and provide guest lectures who promote cultural solidarity within the Africana Asian communities. This event is also brought to you in collaboration with the CSUN China Institute, who in their work have promoted innumerable diverse academic and cultural activities. I'd like to emphasize that the Lunar New Year is celebrated in many parts of Asia and by many Asian Americans here in the United States, as you can see from a diverse group of speakers today. Please enjoy the event.
Good afternoon. Can you guys hear me okay?
Now we can.
Okay. Well, good afternoon. I'm Dr. Said, Professor of Africana Studies and Director of the Du Bois Hamer Institute for Academic Achievement, and also the faculty athletic representative here at Cal State University Northridge. And I just want to welcome you to our launch in the series of collaborations between our Africana and Asian communities. Obviously, Dr. Chen talked about the goals of the program, and this is accomplished through inquiry and explicating historical relevance, which promote cultural solidarity within the Africana and Asian communities. And so in this space, we strive to develop important conversations and, most importantly, build community through cross-cultural solidarity. And we celebrate the richness of each of our experiences, and I'm honored to start our introductions today. I'm going to pass it over to Ashley.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Ashley Talley. I am the Vice President of the Communication Association, the Vice President of the Black Leadership Council, a Black student leader for the Black Student Success Council, a mentor for CSUN Mentor Collective, and a leadership intern for the AACIEP project.
Hi everybody, I'm Jessie Rogers, a CSUN alumnus. I served in the Filipino American Student Association, the Communication Association, Mentor Collective, New Student Orientation, Take 33, and I am also a leadership intern with the AACIEP.
Hi everyone, my name is Serena Hill. I am currently the president of CSUN's Communication Association. I am also a leadership intern with the AACIEP project. I also serve on CSUN's Mentor Collective and work with the Filipino Association on campus.
Hi everyone, my name is Dominique Moye. I'm the Black House Director here at CSUN. I'm also a part of the Black Student Success Committee, and I'm the coordinator of the Black History Month Planning Committee, as well as a part of this wonderful committee, the AACIEP committee, or the group. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Veronica Moncall. I'm the University Library Department Secretary of Research, Instruction, and Outreach Services Department. You can find me there, and I'm part of this wonderful group, and I'm happy to be here to celebrate Lunar New Year. Thank you.
Hey everyone, this is Yi Ding, going by my last name Ding. I'm a librarian at CSUN working with Veronica. I'm also sitting on the advisory board of China Institute. I'm a first-generation Asian American immigrant and the mother of a young 3-year-old.
Hi there, I'm Edith Chen. I'm Professor of Asian American Studies. I was born and raised in Texas, and I fondly recall me and my sister doing the ceremonial bow to my parents and elders while saying in Chinese, 新年快乐, or Happy New Year, and then receiving a Chinese red envelope with New Year's money. Now I'm the one giving the red envelopes to my nieces and nephews, but I'm like, where's my bows? Well, you can also find me teaching Intro to Asian American Studies and Asian American Women. Before we continue our program, I'd like us to take a moment to acknowledge that Northridge was first home to the Native American Tongva and Tatavian people. The Tongva and Tatavian have been stewards of the land which CSUN now sits upon. Join us in taking a moment to acknowledge this history and their continued struggle for recognition and sovereignty. We encourage you to check out CSUN's American Indian Studies program, which offers courses and cultural programming on contemporary and historical cultures of First Nations people.
So to give everyone a bit of history and the meaning of the Lunar New Year, I believe many of us know it already, but let's just refresh it a bit. It's a holiday that is also called Spring Festival and is celebrated in many Asian countries and regions, including mainland China, but also Hong Kong, Taiwan, Vietnam, Philippines, and South Korea. That begins with the first new moon of the lunar calendar and ends on the first full moon of the lunar calendar, 15 days later. So I believe it was about 3 days ago. The origins of Lunar New Year festival are thousands of years old and are steeped in legends. But one of the legends is that of Nian, a hideous beast, which it actually feasts on human flesh on New Year's Day. Because this beast feared the color red, loud noises, and fire. You can see red paper decorations were pasted to doors, lanterns were burned all night, and firecrackers were lit to frighten the beast away. While I understand everyone has different traditions and things to do on our different celebrations, I think when we talk about the legend of fighting against the beast Nian, and particularly when we think about this new year as the year of tiger, we always can think of the spirits of vitality and strength as our common belief in the energy to fight against those difficulties. So as CSUN reopening its campus this week, I really hope everyone and we as a community have the vitality and strength to over challenges.
Thank you so much for some of that history, Ding. That's so cool to hear about here on this slide. And from what Ding said right now, we learned that this year is the year of the water tiger. Happy Lunar New Year. I wanted to ask the audience a question. What is your Chinese zodiac? Is anybody else the year of the tiger? Is this your year? Let us know in the chat. I am the year of the pig. Some people say boar. I say both. I think I'm the year of the wood pig. Is anybody else the year of the pig? I can't see the chat right now. So if anyone could tell me what people are saying, that'd be great. Like what Ding was saying, tiger embodies the spirit of ferociousness. So if you also know some of the characteristics of your Chinese zodiac, that'd be really cool to know too. Can I open the chat right now? Is that okay? Let me move it over here. Ooh, Kathy is saying she's the year of the monkey. That's fun. Dr. Said is the year of the dog. We have the year of the goat. Very cool. Does anybody know the characteristics of their Chinese zodiac? I was trying to look it up. The year of the pig, apparently we're supposed to be very lovable, but it also said that we're not prone to making money. So I'm lovable, but I'm broke, which, yeah, I guess that's me. Someone said they're the year of the snake. That's cool. Year of the cow, love that. I think it was just the year of the ox. That something. Pigs like sleeping. Pigs do like sleeping. I do like sleeping. All right. That's so cool. It's great to hear. If anything else resonates with you during this presentation, please feel free to use the chat feature. We're going to have a Q&A at the end, so you're going to be able to use the Q&A feature. But for now, thank you so much for participating, and we're going to move on to the first speaker.
Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing what your zodiac was and that was so interesting to learn. And thank you so much, Jesse and Ding, for sharing a little bit about the history of Lunar New Year. So the Lunar New Year is the most important day in many Asian countries, and people celebrate it in many different ways. One treasured tradition is to prepare special food to celebrate Lunar New Year. And our local food experts will share their favorite food for Lunar New Year and explain its cultural meanings. Our guest today consists of members from the San Fernando Valley Chinese American community, including home cooks and restaurant professionals. Our first guest is Ivan Trin. Ivan has immigrated to the United States in 1979. He immigrated to the US from Vietnam, where he was born. It is a family tradition for them to celebrate the Lunar New Year with family and friends in Vietnam and now in the United States. Ivan's passion is food, and he will be giving us a brief taste of what he likes to eat on this special day we call Lunar New Year. So if you would please welcome with us our first guest as he tells us a little bit about his culture and the foods that they use to celebrate.
Hi guys. Are we supposed to see? Oh, there it is. Okay, thank you. Hi guys. Happy New Year. Thank you very much. Thank you for the nice introduction. Yes, my name is Ivan Trin, and I was born in southern Vietnam in a former city called Saigon, or now it's called Ho Chi Minh City. In any case, it was very cosmopolitan then and very cosmopolitan now. I was born in an area called, in Vietnamese, it's pronounced Gia Lung. It was very dynamic. There was lots of people. It was a nice mixture of the local Vietnamese population, the Chinese diaspora population. But it was very special when it came to the Lunar New Year, because the Lunar New Year is celebrated by the local Vietnamese, by the Chinese diaspora, and whenever that day came around, once a year, of course, when that day comes around, it was a very happy occasion. And as you all know, that food is a very big part of any Asian culture. So a couple of weeks ago, my wife approached me about giving a little introduction of Chinese food. I was all in. Make no mistake, I love to eat. So all right, so let's get started. Today, we're going to be talking about pun choi. So let's go back to the first slide. We're still, yes, perfect. Thank you. So in Cantonese, it is pronounced as pun choi. So as a point of clarification, Cantonese is a Chinese dialect that is spoken mainly in the southern Chinese province of Canton, Hong Kong, and among many overseas Chinese. In Mandarin, this word is pronounced as pen cai, or of course, as you know, Mandarin is the national spoken language throughout China. Second slide, please. Okay, so let's talk about the history of pun choi and the tradition. This tradition started maybe back in the Song Dynasty, around 960 to 1279 AD. This was when the Mongols invaded Song China from the north, and then the emperor had to flee with some of his army people to the south around the area of Guangdong province. So to serve the emperor and his army, the locals collected all of these best food and cooked them into these individual dishes for the emperor and his army. Well, because they did not have enough of these serving containers, they took all of these cooked meals and put them into this large wooden wash basin. Now, this was the reason why this dish is called pun choi or pen cai. So let's break down the words. Pun is a wooden wash basin. Choi is dish. So in Cantonese, pun choi, wooden wash basin dish, or in Mandarin, it'll be called pen cai. Okay, so people started, this tradition of pun choi for special occasions. For example, rituals or ancestral rituals, weddings, and in today's case, Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year. Next slide, please. So let's do it. Let's look at some of the ingredients that goes into this dish. So we're talking about pork, chicken, beef, duck, abalone, ginseng, shark fin, not legal in today's world, prawn, crab, shrimp, bean curd, radish, you name it. So it was the best of the best that the villagers can put this all together. But proportionally, vegetables would be less than the amount of meat dish. Now the reason for this is because vegetables was not as highly valued as meat or seafood. Now some of our vegetarians and vegans will probably stop listening to me at this point and say, hey, now you're kind of discriminating against me. But my friends, not to worry, because history tells us that over time things evolve, and this dish evolved as well. So let's say, okay, so we're looking at pun choy, and I've listed, well, okay, so things evolved over time, and there comes a time when they have these vegetarian pun choy as well. So so for you vegetarians or vegans, not to worry there. Now I've kind of listed on the screen here several different ingredients. I have shrimp, I have abalone, I have like sea cucumber and mushroom. So this dish, there was also like a play on words. So for example, shrimp. In Cantonese, shrimp is pronounced as ha. So ha, ha ha, laughter, happiness. Abalone in Cantonese is pronounced as bao yu. So play words with the Chinese idiom of saying ni ni yao yu. So have plenty every year. Or such ingredients as sea cucumber. Okay, sea cucumber is more like hoisam, sounds like some so what you wish will come true. Or mushroom, donggu, sounds like dongsing, sai zhao. So success all around. So there was this play on words. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. So layering is important. So when they prepare this dish, the way they layer the different dishes into this wooden wash basin, it's very, very important. So each individual cooked meal is layered into this wooden wash basin. Now there is an art to this madness, okay? There can be many layers, as much as you like, but of course, 9 is best. The reason why I say that is, in Cantonese, 9 is pronounced as gao, gao. What is that idiom? Gao gao, which means longevity, okay? And then there's, of course, vegetables. They're typically layered at the bottom of this basin. And the reason being is so that the juice from the top will gravitate towards the bottom, and that's where the vegetables can absorb the juice, and you can taste that afterwards. Pork and tofu is usually layered in the middle, and then at the very top, you have the delicious seafood and meat. Okay, this is the most impressive and the most expensive part of this special dish, worthy of your guests. Now, the final step, of course, is a secret sauce that each family makes. Okay, this secret sauce goes on the top, and it kind of embodies this whole dish and into one dish called pun choy. The amazing thing is that when these families sit down in this village and start eating this pun choy then becomes one cohesive dish. Every single ingredient within this pun choy should be there, and it tastes like it is in there. It should be there. And there's not a single dish within this pun choy that doesn't feel like it belongs there. So that, my friend, is the art of pun choy. Next slide, please. Okay, now let's take a look at the big picture. Let's put this all together. And that is the cultural aspect. What were some of the cultural values? So I've listed on here, you see gratitude, teamwork and unity, family lineages, or equality. So gratitude and respect to our guests and ancestors by bringing the best food and putting all this together was a great, and putting all this together was our best effort moving forward. Teamwork and unity. because this whole process of making each individual dish and putting it all together in this whole pun choi takes each and every individual's contribution to make this to happen. The final thing, of course, is the secret sauce that kind of ties them all together. Family lineages. Remember, we mentioned that these dishes were each family's secret. Well, as I sit and feast on this, it is a symbol of unity, continuity of family lineages within this village. Lastly, equality. So when it comes down to eating pun choi, everybody can come and enjoy it together. Whether you're rich or poor, there's no complicated etiquette for this. Everybody comes together, come one, come on. And finally, signaling. As you can see by now, pun choi is a very big deal. Now, if on your wedding day, my friend, if there's no pun choi feast, you may want to think about that. Happy New Year, guys. And that's not. Serena, I'm done. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ivan. That was an amazing presentation. I think I can speak for everyone when I say I am super hungry now after that presentation. We will now move on to our next speakers, Christina and Aaron Ellis. Christina and Aaron.
Hi, hello everyone. 元宵节快乐 Happy Lunar New Year. My name is Christina Shi Ellis. I originally came from Chongqing, China, and our family moved to Lost Ridge area since 2003. And so we are like really old neighbors here. We like our neighborhood, really nice, quiet, very convenient, and except a little bit windy during the winter time. And I'm a foodie and enjoy cooking, especially during the pandemic time. I cannot go back to China to visit my parents and my relatives there. So cooking is very fun and effective way to reduce my anxiety and relax myself. Chinese Lunar New Year is the most important holiday in China. Most people will make an effort to reunion with their families by Chinese New Year Eve to have a dinner together. And for me, it is one of my best childhood memories. It means a lot of good things to us kids. I remember during the Chinese New Year, me and my brother will always get new clothes and new shoes and visiting family and relatives and getting red envelope filled with money from the older generation and relatives. The most fun time was on Chinese New Year's Eve. And we set up all the firecrackers with my cousins and watch the fireworks at midnight to welcome the new year. My late grandma was a Buddhist. So during the Chinese New Year, she had a lot of to-do list and cannot do less for us to follow and obey. According to her, to obey those things would ensure everyone in our family will get good health, good fortune in the upcoming new year. So for example, all the family members need to say all the lucky words all the time on the first day of the Chinese New Year. No one should get angry or sad because that would be considered bad luck for the next year. So this was our kids' favorite part, besides the red envelope, because we can do whatever we want and our parents cannot say a thing about it. So there's so many memorable activities, but due to the time, I cannot tell all. So now I'll just pass over to my son, Aaron Ellis, to introduce the New Year's Eve dinner we had this year. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Aaron. Even though I was born in the San Fernando Valley, I still like having the tradition of Chinese Lunar New Year with my mom. And I was born in 2003 over here in the San Fernando Valley, and that makes me a sheep, and I'm a proud sheep of that. So in Chinese tradition, a lot of food have its meanings. It's very important that you eat the right things at New Year's Eve to start the year with the most luck you can gather. Everyone in our family is always encouraged to eat a little bit of everything to maximize your good luck. Down here in the left, that was our Lunar New Year dinner this year. It had a lot of variety. This picture was taken to show that. We can move on to the next slide. A lot of the foods have meanings. For example, the chicken means good luck for its pronunciation of G. So this was a big dish of our meal. Next slide, please. The fish was also a very important part of our meal because the fish means you'll make enough living next year and still have a lot of leftover money in savings. Next slide. The fruit platter was also an essential part of our meal, and even though it's delicious, it also meant prosperity for the coming year, and that's what everyone would want. Lastly, my mom and my favorite ate treasure rice. It's called bao bao fan in Chinese and is made with sticky rice, dried fruits, and red bean paste. Because it is made from sticky rice, as you eat it, it's supposed to symbolize how your family will stick together for the coming year. And the dried fruits and sweet red bean paste have good meaning too. It has a good representation of longevity, harmonious marriage, auspiciousness, sweetness, and in addition to the meaning of reunion. And no matter how full you are, you always have to eat it. Because it is my mom's favorite, we're gonna show you how to make it so you can share it with your family for many New Years to come. So first you have to start with some ingredients. Get sweet sticky rice, sugar, cooking oil, red bean paste, and any type of dried fruits you want. So first you have to rinse the sticky rice and soak it in water for about 2 to 3 hours and drain the water and put it in a pot to steam it till it's soft. For step 2, you gotta put some sugar and some cooking oil into the hot sticky rice and stir it well until it's blended. In step 3, you prepared whatever dried fruits you want by cutting them into small pieces. Step 4, you brush some cooking oil in a large bowl. Any size bowl really works. And then you place all the dried fruits at the bottom of the bowl, and you could take a nice little picture of you making it if you would like. Step 5, then you take the sticky rice that you drained the water from that you had and cover it with the dried fruits. Make sure to spread it all evenly and cover the entire bowl. Then you put the red bean paste as a second layer. And lastly, you put the rest of the sticky rice to cover it like a small little cake. And make sure to form a flat surface. Step 6 is you put the bowl in a steamer, steam around half an hour, take the bowl out and put it in a large plate. And then you can decorate it however you'd like and eat it. At the bottom right is how we made it this year. And yeah, I hope you guys can try this with your family, and happy Lunar New Year, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Christina and Aaron Ellis. That was absolutely amazing. Everyone who watched that, please give me a thumbs up or a reaction if you're going to try that delicious recipe, because I know I am. Our next speaker is the amazing Kathy Koo. Kathy?
Hi, everyone. Hi, my name is Kathy Koo. I'm a makeup artist and an art teacher. So I work at a Shiseido company as a makeup artist, and I'm teaching kids and adult hand painting at my studio. So I came to US like 14 years ago, and I live in Porter Ranch for almost 10 years. Yeah, just 10 years. So can we move to my PowerPoint, the first page? The next one, please. Yeah, I was born in Hubei province, China. So Hubei province is in the middle of the China, like the red one, the red bar. And it's a province with many lakes, and Hubei means the north of the lake. And the Yangtze River passes through the province, and Hubei is also known as the land of fish and rice. Can we move to the next one, please? Thank you. And this Yichang, this is my city I was born, and that's the second largest city in Hubei. On the really top, you can see the star. That's the Three Gorges Dam. That's our most famous attraction there. And can we move to the next one? So there's another famous landscape is the Qinjiang Gallery. The Qinjiang Gallery is the tributary of Yangtze River. You can rent a boat and enjoy the beautiful view. From the picture, you can see the water of the Qinjiang River. The quality is really clean. And can we move to the next one? So the unicorn Qinjiang fish in Qinjiang River is also very delicious. And it looks like a little bit like a catfish, but tastes different. Delicate, fresh, without any small bones. So that's very popular in my hometown because it's really good for elders and then young kids. And also, can we move to next one? Yes. And the Hubei lotus root is also very famous. I think it's the best lotus root in the world. It's very crispy and sweet. And there's many different ways of cooking lotus root in Hubei, especially during the Chinese New Year. And next one, please. Thank you. The winter in Hubei is very cold. Oh, sorry, not this one. The next one, please. So the winter in Hubei is very cold. So we have a very special cooking method. It's the steam. The steam can be done for many dishes at the same time. We can steam all kinds of food, such as fish, meat, and vegetables. Can we move to the next one, please? So you can see we have a lot of different food. So that's the way we can make the most dishes in the same shortest time and keep the temperature of the dishes in the winter time. And next one. So today I'm going to introduce our special dishes. So pale meatball and beautiful steamed fish. So which is on the right side of the picture. That's my family reunion dinner. So these two dishes are the essential and unicorn in my hometown New Year Eve reunion dinner. And you can see on the left side, this is my family. Oh, sorry, I haven't. Can you go back to the next, the previous one? Thank you. So on the left side, that's my family reunion dinner this year. So those dishes of New Year Eve has to be end in 6, 8, like such as 16, 18, 26, or 28. It depends on how many people you have. So we have 18 dishes for this year. And can we move to the next one, please? So on the left side, the most left one is my brother-in-law. He's our chef in my family. He loves cooking and then fishing. And so in the middle, that's the way how we mix the pearl meatball. And so in meatball, in Chinese, 圆子 looks like round, and round means reunion. So which means that the whole family gathered together. So because of this meaning, meatballs appears in Chinese New Year Eve dinner all over China. But our meatball in Hubei are still very special. Pale meatballs are named because of their crystal clear outside. So in the middle, it's the way how you mix that, making the pale meatballs. Mix the ground pork with seasonings, and then you add green onion and ginger water, Then add the eggs and continue to stir. Then add chopped notice roots. The notice roots will make the meatball taste sweet and crispy. The outside is wrapped with the soaked overnight sweet sticky rice. Then steam in a steamer over high heat about 20 to 25 minutes, depends on how big the meatball is. So we have a video to show you how to make the meatballs. Oh, is that way we can play the video? Do you want me to share my screen so I can play the video?
Yeah, that would be great, Kathy. Sorry about that.
Okay, I'll show. Okay. Yeah, that's sad. We have to make it. And so for the steamed fish, I just introduced our special steamed fish called Xinjiang fish. And then now in my family, this must be a whole fish for the New Year Eve dinner. So fish has the same sound like Chinese yu. The yu means leftover whales. So the percent of fish on the New Year Eve meal means that there will be a lot of whales left over for the next year. So you're gonna make a lot of money next year. And even we have the fish on the New Year Eve dinner, but we don't eat the fish until the first day of the new year. So that's why when you see my family reunion family dinner, the fish is on the bottom. So because we don't eat it. And over these years, we'll make the fish more and more beautiful. So please enjoy how to make a artistic steamed fish.
在每一天里，永遠多才多姿。心坎中聚滿百般好，長存百般美。
And thank you for watching my presentation. And by the end, my family in Yicheng want to say Happy New Year to everyone. So here's a video from my family. I want to show my lovely family to everybody.
新年快乐！哎，狗狗狗狗，汪汪，叫两声，汪汪，汪汪，名字了。哦，如此之棒，发音快。谢谢。红花很大气。
小姨新年快乐！
老四新年快乐，新年快乐，老四。
Thank you, sister. Okay, thank you guys for watching me.
Thank you so much, Kathy. That was awesome. Next up, we're going to be hearing about Chef Lola Sandoval. I believe Eric Wong is here to introduce Chef Lola.
Hi everyone. I hope you can hear me and see me okay. Okay. So Lola actually has a previous booked engagement, so that she is not able to be here, and but she had kind of entrusted me to introduce her really quick. So Lola is from Hualien, Taiwan, which is a city in the basically mid-Taiwan, and she came here about 20 years ago, and then she, as you can see, she has been volunteering in the CSUN charity organization. This is an organization that's worldwide that does compassion relief, disaster relief, and also there's a Buddhist organization. And then so she's been promoting vegetarian dining and also the just vegetarian cooking and food. And Lola has invented really hundreds of vegetarian dishes, and then if not thousands. And then I have attested to it because she actually helps us to provide, give us delivers the food to us, and then that on a weekly basis. And we eat from her food at least twice a week, and for dinner. And then not only it's convenient, but she's just very, very good. And then for the past 3 months, I think that she has not repeated anything once. So that's pretty amazing. In not just vegetables. So, and then that also includes soup too. So it's pretty amazing. And then she loves singing, opera, dancing. She just loves life. And then she's also very interested in reading novels online. And then she's really into organic and growing her own food. And then that her personal garden has all kinds of different fruits and vegetables. And then also she does even her own dry fruits and vegetables and herbs for the food that she cooks. So, and that when my wife and I, and then we'll help, we'll answer any questions. I can help answer any questions that you may have. I personally is from Taiwan. My family is from Shandong, and then but I've been in the San Fernando Valley for the past since '82, and then that's about it. And I also cook my family-owned restaurants for about a couple, for a couple times. One in Taiwan, one here, and then I started cooking when I was about 14, or 11 actually. So if there's any question you ask, maybe I hope I'll be able to answer. And then anything else, please feel free to ping me. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Eric. It's great to meet you, and it's great to hear about Chef Lola from someone who obviously has so much love for her and her work. We're going to watch a video now that she's provided for us.
Hi, my name is Lola. In the New Year's, I wish everybody have a happy New Year and a good health. Be safe. Today, I will show everybody about the tradition, the Taiwan tradition dishes in the New Year's. When I was a little girl, my mom, my grandma, grandpa, they always cook this. In my mind, I always remember, no matter what happened, I have to eat the things. The first thing is the rice cake, sweet rice cake. The second one is sweet sticky rice cake. And third one is turnip cake. The three cake have some different meaning. First one, sweet rice cake. The mean is that you have a position. Every year you got a promotion. The second one, sweet sticky rice cake. That means it's like a flower, like a fa. Fa mean in the Chinese is very good. You can fa cai, you got the money, or you can fa wei. It's good luck. So when we steam this the sticky rice cake, if it blossom like a flower, more blossom, that means you have a very good year. The third one, turnip cake. That's a 萝卜糕. In Taiwan, 萝卜 the mean we call it 菜头. In the Chinese, 彩头, 好彩头, the good luck. It's a good symptom for your new year. So we always have the three cake. And the other one, the dishes I will show everybody is we call the Buddha jump over the wall. That means 佛跳墙. In the old time, everybody cook by use the very like the abalone, scallop, spare rib, shrimp, so expensive food. But today, in this time, I want to show everybody is vegetarian, vegetable, all the vegetables, but it tastes so good. So now, let me show you how to do that. First of all, I want to cook the 佛跳墙. Now you can see there's a 佛跳墙 here. There's so many so many kinds. I have the king oyster mushrooms, and this is the regular mushrooms, and this is the pearl mushroom, this is oyster mushroom, this is the akita mushroom, this is the dry tofu skin, and this that's the other dry mushroom. this the lotus seeds and the bamboo shoots, and here is the napa cabbage, and this is the bent kind of the fungus. It's very good. It's wild, okay? And this is the cashew nuts, and this is the taro. In the Philippines, they call ube. I already cooked, okay? And this one is the date, the date, and this vegetarian the chicken. So that the whole dish have more flavor. Okay, now I will cook. First of all, use that a little wire, low temperature, and then put some oil. Because we have stir all the stuff. And this is the cube mushroom. I make it like this. It's like a scallop. So you can do like this. Okay, you can do this. You cut the one around the one like this, and later you just cut it. See, and after that we put in the fire and to the stove. So when you turn a little bit golden, it looks like scallop. So we do this first because we need the time to cook. Actually, the taro we should have deep fry too, but I already did it because it takes time to cook it. So I did that last night, so we can set sometimes. And you just put this. Okay. And this is the tail, so we can make like a abalone, like this. So, and after that we put the fresh mushrooms. Here you go, together. And the first mushroom, you can pick the big one and use a knife, cut this like the flower. Sounds beautiful. A little bit oil, then the vegetables have a more flavor, taste better. See, you have already have a little bit golden. See? Because this mushroom is when you cook it, they will have a water come out. So don't cook too long. Just a little bit flavor, a little bit dry, that will be fine. A little bit the oil, that will be fine. See, you can see that beautiful. Yeah. If not too much oil, you can put a little bit oil. I use this oil. I love it. It's a sunflower oil. You can heat you the 400 degrees. And this is a very, so don't worry about the peanut oil, something allergies, the problem. You can see that this is all this scallop, the beautiful scallop. Like, okay, see, that's fine. We put it out. See, the scallops, beautiful. Now we put a little bit oil. A little bit, again. And put this this mushroom. 干香菇泡过 is I made it myself. I don't buy the mushroom on the market. I always make the dry mushroom by myself. Use the food hydrator. You can do that. And put the cashew nuts together. When you smell that the mushroom, you can smell that. That means it's good. In this time, we will put some water here because I have to do the cabbage. Okay, see, now you can see this. You can smell the mushrooms. And then the water boil it. And then we put this, that's a cabbage, napa, cabbage, then getting soft. This is the slow cooker. This is the bamboo shoots, already cooked. Actually now, and I have to put this dry skin, the 腐皮, 豆腐皮, 干的 dry 豆腐 skin, put it very soft, get it soft. We put in the parts. The napa first. From food for days. Food for days, you can find it. They have a veggie broth, very nice. You can put a little bit, but some people they don't like it, but I think it's good also. It's save a lot of time, you know. If you don't know how to make the broth, you just buy this. And you don't put the salt, no. Easy way. Just let it cool the boiling 30 minutes. It's put it in the pot to steam around 30 minutes. Now I show everybody about how to make that 3 rice cake. Okay. Hi everybody, see my hands. I have some of the rice powder. The first one, this one is my favorite. We got the 椒广 the 发糕粉 sticky, the sweet sticky rice the powder. It's easy. You just do fuck off when you make out the flower. It's so beautiful. This one bag I can make four cup. One bag 4 milligram of water, 400 cc water. So now I'm gonna make that now first. 400 and then blend it. Okay, when you blend it, you should maybe the too light or too heavy or too sticky. It's okay, you just blend it. Okay, now it's done. So now we put in the cup. But before we put in the cup, we have the, see, I showed the secret weapon. Dun, 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 dun. See? In this I bought a bowl. Why? Because it is a grill, then it's not sticky. So I put a bowl here. Yeah, so it's not sticky. Hey, okay, now we put in. See? Don't, only 80%. Okay. Yeah, one. Hey. Now we put in the steamer same time. All the three same time. Okay. Yeah. Put sweet rice cake. 年糕. 年糕 you have to use this sweet rice cake. 糯米粉. Red bean. Brown sugar. And brown sugar and the regular sugar. And put the water. The turnip cake. The turnip cake you can have more work, you know, because you have to slice the turnip, radish, and after that you have to mix the powder and the water, cook the turnip cake. 再来米粉. This one. 再来米粉. This is for the radish cake, or you can use this one, the same. This one, the same. Here you go. And let it boil it, or you can put it in here. Just to put it. Let it cook. Get it soft. Just boil it. Put the powder in. The cake need more time, around 30 minutes. Okay, this is the Chinese New Year dishes. I hope everybody like it and you can try it. Wish you have a very good New Year. I see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.
That was so awesome. Shout out to Chef Lola. I love anyone who's trying to tell me to buy instant mix and shop at Food for Less, who's trying to make my life easier. I am obsessed with people who are so good at cooking and say, it's so simple, but they put on all that work and then at the end, it's like magic. It looks gorgeous. I feel like I can smell it, but I can't. If only smell-o-vision was there. Right. Thank you to Chef Lola, and thank you to Eric, who we will hear more from in the Q&A. Now we're going to move on
my name is Lola.
to Don, who I believe is also not with us. So I will be introducing, Dan. Dan Miss Xiao is the owner of the Szechuan Place in Northridge, and they offer authentic Chinese Szechuan spicy food. They have been for 11 years now. She loves to share her passion for Chinese food, and she's an active member of the local community. She also has a video to share with us. So without further ado, let's welcome Dan's video.
Hello everyone, happy Chinese Lunar New Year, and my name is Danny. I'm a restaurant owner for the Sichuan Place, and I'm come from mainland China, Chongqing, which is the most beautiful mountain city and the spicy city. And you guys must know the Hapa, that's where I came from. And I came into America 16 years ago, and I grew up with chilies. I love the authentic food. authentic Chinese food, but I looked around most American Chinese. So that's why I decided I wanted to share the most real deal, real food to American people. So that's why I become a restaurant owner. And this is my restaurant, just by right side of the CSUN, very close to the campus. And I'm here, very honored to be here, to have this chance to share my restaurant, myself, and the most popular dishes or must to eat for Chinese New Year. This dish's name is Dongpo pork hacks, and Dongpo is the person. He was a famous poet, and he's a writer, and also he's a eater, and he loves to eat. And his wife, very nice, treated him very nice. She used so many different type of ingredient, and just cook the food the way he loves. So in one day, his wife used the pork we call elbow, or the part, and the sauce, it's the gravy. It's made with the pork bone soup and chicken soup. That's which we usually have the big pot to cook all day for this. And they use a little bit of salt, soy sauce, and the vegetable and some peas. It's for the decoration, which looks good, right? We have green, we have red, we have the meat around, and it have some mushroom. So that's why he loved it. Su Dongpo, he was love it, and then he shared this recipe to everybody in his city, and we keep from the Song Dynasty until now. Which is the Dongpo pork hack? What's the tasting? Okay, that's the most good part of this. It's the skin. I really love it. It's very creamy, soft, and the taste is not spicy. Okay, it's for everybody. It's the little kids, they can eat because it's only taste like salted, and we steamed this one for over 2 hours, sorry, not 2 years, that's too old. It's good to share with the family. This is a big one. If you guys want to try, come looking for me. All right, that's my speak for today.
Thank you so much. That was such a great video and demonstration. And if you have the time to go visit, please go visit Dan Dan's restaurant. And with that, we are going to be moving into our Q&A session. So thank you so much to all of our special guests for sharing their culture, their experiences, and especially their celebration of the Lunar New Year. If you'd like to ask a question, we invite you to utilize the Q&A function or go ahead and drop it in the chat. Along with your question, if you could please share your name, whether you're a student, a community member, and your affiliations.
All right, while y'all are thinking of some questions for our lovely guests, let me kick off the Q&A. This is for anyone. Sorry, that's my dog. I had a question. So in this space, we're kind of centering cultural solidarity, and some of that has to do with intergenerational solidarity, right? So I'm wondering, what are your favorite past traditions, and if there are any traditions you don't want to celebrate with your children?
Who was that question for? Just all of us?
Oh, yeah, anyone. I see that Ivan has an answer. Ivan, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, of course, this is a very happy moment, and food is something that cuts across all different ethnicities and within Asia. I talked about pun choi today, and that's something that we enjoy very much in our family. But one of the other items that we really enjoy, which because I have a sweet tooth myself, is called nian gao, or in Cantonese it's pronounced li go. So it's basically it's kind of like a gluten rice dessert, and because the time, my wife told me the time was in between 3 to 5 minutes a day. I didn't have time to introduce that the nian gao, so I just wanted to kind of bring that up. And if any of you have a sweet tooth, that's something that you must try, because I really enjoy that item.
Thank you so much. That sounds delicious. I also have a sweet tooth, so I will be thinking of that. Would anyone else like to share some of their favorite traditions and or traditions they don't really want to share with their kids?
Maybe I can share something. There's our favorite. My family is from North China. I guess I never have been there yet, Shandong province. But one of our favorite thing is to sit down together at New Year's Eve to with the whole family. It doesn't matter who you are in the family. You just all sit down around the table, and then we get together and make dumplings. And that's the key. You have to have dumplings for us, Shandong people. So you have to have dumplings, and then you have to have it at New Year's Eve, and then that's because the shape of dumplings looks like the ancient sort of the nuggets that we use as money in China. So that's what that kind of a meaning for it. At the same time, though, it's my family and my grandfather's generation still does this, or still did it. That they did it is that when we were making the dumplings, a lot of elders would actually go out and add secretly a coin inside the dumpling, and then it looked just like any other dumpling, right? So, but when you boil them, and then it would just whoever bites it, and then gets the coin, it's supposed to be the luckiest person. So, but that's also the thing that I don't want to share my kid, because it's really cool, but at the same time, I don't want him to break his teeth. So I just tell him that pick a dumpling that it can. I would make it a little bit slightly different dumpling, and then then I think that's what I'm gonna do in the future. But right now, to be honest, we're all so busy. We just buy frozen dumplings all the time. But I miss that time that we all sit down together and then talk about it. That's also how I learned how to cook. When I started learning watching everybody cooking when I actually know how to even recognize people, right? So that I'm very unfortunate that these days that our next generation, maybe a lot of them, they don't have the chance to do that.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Eric. I'm sure that, whatever time you get to spend with your family, they appreciate whether you're cooking or not. But I really do love the idea of everyone being together and making a dish together. Yeah, I love that.
Thank you so much for sharing. I'll go ahead and kick us off into the next question for all of our guests. Feel free to unmute yourself if you want to answer this. I'm just wondering, along with some of our other leadership interns and some of our guests, for how has the Lunar New Year changed for you as you've gotten older, as some of you may have children and your own families? How does it look different for you now, and what stands out to you?
So this is Ivan. So I came here in 1979 from Vietnam, and as a child, as a kid, when we came here, it was it's very different, of course. The culture and everything from Vietnam to here. I think what changed me was, as a child, we were always looking forward to having red envelopes, having a great meal, and having family together. But as an adult, this holiday has become more and more meaningful to me. And I'm so glad that I have the perspective of living in Vietnam and now living in the United States and growing up here and having the kids of my own, and explaining to them how special this holiday is as a family unit. When we get together and we eat some of these dumplings, some of these nian gao, some of these pun choy, then we can sit around the table and talk about the past and how we move forward. So I think as an adult, the symbolism of family unit, of unity, becomes ever more important. Whereas as a child, all I thought about was the red envelopes. How much was in that red envelopes or in this red envelope? So that changed for me over time.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. I think that as we get older, we start to really think about like our lineages and our ancestors and our children and what we maybe might have taken for granted back then. So I love that you're passing that down to your children and your family, and it's so special. Thank you for sharing that. Would anyone else like to speak to that? What Lunar New Year, how it may have changed from the time you were younger or when you are an adult?
I can share a little bit. So when I was a kid, so Lunar New Year was really like a fun event and fun activities for me, because like what I mentioned before, we got a lot of good things, good food and envelope, everything. But when I got older, especially when I got married to my husband, he was born here and raised in a very traditional Jewish home. So basically, we celebrate everything. And when I was here, I got baptized. I become a Christian. So he was Jewish, I was Christian. So, but basically, we celebrate everything, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, like New Year. So for me right now, doing this New Year cooking, cooking the New Year's Eve dinner, I just want to, show my kids like, the good old times and, those memories. And the most important, I just want to pass down those like Chinese heritage to my kids, and so like both, from Chinese side and Jewish side, American like diversity. So for him to explore and for him to experience. So that's how I changed from the kids to adults.
Thank you so much for sharing, Christina. That's so cool that instead of kind of like picking and choosing, you just chose it all. I love that. Every time I have to make a choice, I choose everything. And I love that you and your family were so ready to celebrate everything. And that's really cool. Thank you so much for sharing. We have a question in the chat, I believe.
Cassie, want to share too?
Yeah, just something fun. So I have two kids. I was trying to bring them back to China to celebrate the New Year before the pandemic, although we couldn't have a chance to go there. So my little one went to TK this year, and I was trying to teaching him more about the Chinese culture. And for the Lunar New Year, I think maybe I haven't have any idea to how to explain all those things to the little one because he's only 5 years old. And so by the day he came back home, he told me, he said, my teacher told me the new year. So what are you gonna do for the new year? What are you gonna eat? And I was so surprised because his teacher is a Jewish American. And I felt so happy, like, oh, everyone was, because of my older one, when he was little, even until now, none of his teachers said anything about Chinese New Year. And my little one's teacher teaching him, and even they do a lot of craft of hand painting about the Chinese New Year. So I was like, oh, that's good. I really love that. So can you guys see my background? That's it's a little cartoon tiger with a Chinese character. I'm trying to move my hand. So this one. So I paint this one, and they all love it. So I just want to share my background. That's the story come from. Okay, and I was give for the first day of the new year, so I give them the red envelope, and they're happy about that. And yeah, well, my parents-in-law, they also send a red envelope from Northern California, sent to them. So they're happy. And so that's something I can feel they change a lot in our community.
That is so great to hear. Shout out to the educators who are dedicated to cultural solidarity. That's awesome that his Jewish American teacher got to kind of help you along with introducing him to it. So that's great. Congratulations to you and your son. Happy Lunar New Year to your family.
Hey, may I share something really quick?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. So a few years ago, for the same reason that like Kathy had with her child, it's the same thing that my wife and I, Wendy and I, we actually had the same thoughts a few years ago. And my son goes to Porter Ranch Community School. I kept on saying college, community school, and I want him to grow up fast. So, but anyway, so we had the same kind of concern that how or just feeling that there's not really any kind of feeling of celebration in the neighborhood that we live in, and we kind of wanted to happen. So we a few years ago worked with LAUSD, and we basically did the whole a celebration, the whole school celebration, all day celebration, all night too, and it's at the school. So. And I was very happy to find out that the number one, that LAUSD was so open, the Porter Ranch School was so open to do it. We basically during the day we share in the auditorium with all the different grades at the school, starting from kindergarten, elementary, and junior high, to share the Chinese traditions and almost similar things like what we did here before, and then rotating it, and then in the evening we had basically a whole celebration festival, and then invited the whole community into the center for all kinds of activities, and then building lanterns and paper cutting, Chinese calligraphy, and then also brought in lion dance, and also all kinds of Chinese traditional performance, dances, acrobatic tricks, and then also music performance. So I'm hoping that we were, and actually we have been working very closely with members of the LAUSD teams, and Mary Melvin, who's actually in charge of the Northwest location, and then also that Alice Lee, and then people like the two ladies that to help this area, to the students in LAUSD to learn more about the diversity and then also the celebrations of Lunar New Year. And that's also the reason why we call it Lunar New Year, because it's really celebrated by multiple cultures, not just Chinese. And then so that Vietnamese and all the people represented here, right? So that we had people encounter. So we're hoping that maybe in the future that we can get everybody to those of you who are interested, just to contact myself or my wife, and then and or Dr. Sun too, because he's very involved as well. And then maybe we can help to put that together again for our next generations of, and also our next generations of Chinese, non-Chinese for the community. So I just want to put it out there so that maybe we can hope, that you guys can do it. Also, a quick announcement that actually at 6 o'clock today, that we actually have a online event again, so that about the Chinese New Year put together by a local community. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Eric, for doing what you do and for especially moving that into the K through 12 so that students can feel represented, so that they can celebrate their cultures. That's really important. And I want to echo what Dr. Chen just said in the chat. If you would connect with the China Institute and the Asian American Studies program in any way that they might be able to support your efforts. And I think that Dr. Chen had her hand up if you'd like to ask a question.
Yeah, it's kind of more of a comment. That spread of food, I'm thinking that took like maybe 2 weeks of preparation. Like, there's the time, thinking about it, then shopping all the groceries and getting all the groceries together, and then making the food. And, something that, some people might already know, but like in other parts of Asia, when they celebrate the Lunar New Year, you have 1 week off. And during that 1 week off, it's the biggest deal. You clean the house to welcome the new energy, and you cook all this food, and partly is to celebrate for friends and family to come over. But we don't have that, right? And sometimes these ingredients are not readily easily to get, especially like for my family. I was born and raised in Texas. So I feel like there's a little bit of loss. I'm the second generation. I don't know how to cook all these foods, and I know how to eat them. But in terms of actually, making dumpling, I'm familiar with it. I've seen it. I know how to do one small part of it, but it's a lot of time, and it's a lot of love, and it's a lot of care. So I just wanted to make a comment, and I don't know if y'all wanted to speak to that. It's not easy to preserve these traditions because, we don't have it's not embedded in the US kind of culture to give us a week off, right, to celebrate those traditions. And so some of us, we might do it in a lower key fashion. But anyways, I just wanted to know if y'all could speak to that. Ivan, you had your hand up.
Thank you. Yeah, so I just wanted to make a comment. So I really like this platform that y'all have started here, and I think I wanted to talk to Eric's point there. I think he alluded to something that's very important, and that is to make this forum more inclusive of the different countries, different ethnic groups throughout Asia that celebrates the Lunar New Year. And I see on the chat platform as well something about Korean Americans. And I'm almost positive that that some of the more traditional Korean Americans celebrate the Lunar New Year, because I do have a customer from years back. It was a Japanese customer, and they were sitting down and talking to me about, in the Japanese tradition, they also celebrate the Lunar New Year. And it was a big deal for them because they spend like 3 days. Something that's very similar to what we do in Vietnam is that, prior to the actual Lunar New Year, we spent like 3 days cooking, getting stuff prepared for this big event. And, I think that's something that we kind of overlook, and that is, some of these more traditional Japanese families probably celebrate this holiday as well. So if we can expand this platform and make it a little more inclusive, including some of these other cultures, other ethnic groups, that would be wonderful. And that's my point. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ivan, and everyone for sharing. Y'all are so incredible. Thank you so much for being here. We're gonna move on to the next activity hosted by our own Ashley Talley.
Yes, everyone. We are winding down to our amazing Lunar New Year food celebration. We're going to kind of end our webinar with a little activity in celebration of the Lantern Festival. So this is what we call the Lantern Riddle activity. Now, the Lantern Festival marks the first full moon of the Lunar New Year. The festival aims to promote reconciliation, peace, forgiveness, as well as honor deceased ancestors. During the festival, houses are decorated with colorful lanterns, often with riddles written on them. If the riddle is answered correctly, the solver earns a small gift. So this is what we're going to do today. I'm going to give you 2 riddles, and the first person to guess these riddles will win an amazing, what we call a AACIP swag bag. It's going to be full of goodies and gifts, and it's going to be amazing. So I'm going to reveal the first riddle. Can we move to the first riddle?
All right, I'm gonna be taking over very quickly. Let me read out the riddle. I'm sure you've had some time now, but just in case. So the first riddle goes, they look like twin brothers, both sturdy and tall. They work together and go everywhere together, but they can only go near solid foods and do not care for soup. Who are they? Go ahead and use the chat. I'm gonna have someone else call out on people.
We do have a first answer in the chat. We have chopstick?
Yeah.
And I believe.
Ding, 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 yay!
Congratulations.
Congratulations. All right, moving on to the next riddle. Riddle number 2. I can follow you for thousands of miles and not miss home. I do not fear cold or fire, and I desire neither food nor drink. However, I disappear when the sun sets behind the western mountains. Who am I?
I see in the chat we have an answer. Is it shadow by chance?
Oh my goodness, y'all are so smart. Wow, yay, dig, dig, dig.
Oh my goodness. Congratulations, Maddie. Congratulations. That's amazing.
Yeah. All right, so keep an eye out. We'll probably email you about your gifts later. Thank you so much for participating, everybody. That's awesome. Congratulations to our panelists and to those, our winners. I just want to give a quick shout out to our social media. Thank you to everyone who came to this event. Thank you to everyone who participated in the planning and put in work for this event. Thank you to our guests and everyone who came here. Make sure to drop your emails in the chat if you won or if you solved the riddle, and follow us on our socials for our future events. We will keep you posted, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. Oh, before anyone leaves, I do have something. I do have an event survey to share with you, so please don't leave before opening that up and filling that out for us. All right, our event survey is in the chat. Thank you so much to everyone who came. And I'm going to pass it on over to Veronica.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to thank you for joining us today. This is a special celebration of the Lunar New Year. This tradition is close to many of our hearts. For me, it brings me closer to my grandmother who passed away last year. And it reminds me of all the traditions that I enjoyed with her. We hope you enjoyed learning about the different foods and that we use to celebrate in this special time. Please take time again to complete the survey found in the chat box. Don't forget. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.